good morning. It is the morning, and because it's the morning, I'm really filming this so that I stop doom scrolling because there was a lot of stuff that I had it in my mind to do today because I have the day off. Just like overthinking about what I wanted to do really had me like stuck, especially since like the main thing that I had planned to do, which was go and see a movie, specifically Mickey 17, which I've seen once already, and I wanted to see it a second time, but the only theater where it's showing is downtown, and I don't want to take the train. Yeah, I think I got, I took the train yesterday to go do something, and it was such a, it wasn't even an unpleasant experience, it was just like so inconvenient that I'm like tired from doing it yesterday and I don't want to do it today and just deal with all that stuff because I have seen the movie once already. It's kind of like I don't need to that bad. And also the theater, I don't like going there specifically. Also, I don't like that theater. I don't like the location, and I don't like that trip. That trip on public transportation is especially annoying to do, and I can't drive because I don't want to park downtown. I don't want to drive downtown really either. I just don't, that area specifically, I don't want to be in. So, a couple days ago, it was worth it to me, but now in the moment, I'm like, not worth it. But at the same time, what have I been doing? Doom scrolling. So that also not worth my day. You know what I mean? So I even on my whiteboard back there, I made a list of like things I could do today to try to beat this feeling of stuckness, but I'm losing. I'm losing. Unfortunately, I'm losing. The stuckness got me. And I was even supposed to edit instead of filming today. But I looked at the videos again yesterday in the timeline, and I was like, I don't like this. And honestly, that's how I felt about my last video too. But I pushed through it. I was like, listen, it's fine. And posted it anyway, which I think is good. For this one, I wasn't feeling it. I'm abandoning it. Maybe I'll post it after this if I'm like, it wasn't that serious, as I'm apt to do. But I don't know, maybe I'll post it when I feel different. Maybe it will die in my drafts in Premiere Pro. Who knows? I was thinking of doing like a diary or like an update video, but I have been struggling to really place and name my feelings recently. I don't know. I'm just, everything's scary, everything's sad. But trying to articulate it, I feel like I'm drawing a blank in a way that I wouldn't say it's unusual for me. This again goes back to like not having an internal monologue all of the time. I I just get like waves of senses and I'm like observing my behavior and my like reactions, and that's how I determine my feelings sometimes. Or I have to really sit with a feeling or a thought to like interpret it or see some kind of like mirror for me to really understand what's going on. And then sometimes it's thoughts, it's words, it's something that is easy to articulate because in my mind it's words. And then sometimes it's me doing this. Sometimes it's me doing this. And even like, as I'm saying this, I'm like, is that totally accurate? Is that like actually what I'm feeling? Hard to tell. But I don't know, head empty squad, tap in. A thing I've been thinking lately is if I'm using my creative energy well, or maybe not even well, but in the way that I want to, because I'm doing things like video, and then filming doesn't take that long. It can. It can if I make it take that long, but editing is what takes a longer time for me. And it's not even, it's like, yeah, it takes a long time, and it's not even like I'm doing anything like woo, like really like big with editing, but it just, when you have a limited amount of time to like do creative things or pursue creative things, like any time is time that could be used on something else. And this is also the problem with having a breadth of interests, because it's been a really long time since I've drawn something or like made that kind of art, you know what I mean? So I don't feel good about that. But I think an element to that is like kind of seeing that as part of my identity. And maybe it is just not something I do anymore. And I think there's space for that, and that's like fine. Like I think it's okay to be like, oh, I used to draw or I used to paint and now I do other stuff. But it does make me sad, and I'm like, am I sad because I want to do those things and feel like I can't or don't have the time anymore? Or is it sad because it's like, oh, that part of my identity that I associated with myself for a very long time is not me anymore? And I don't know which it is. I think I do want to draw more. Actually, I started a painting. I bought a pack of 5 canvases and can't see it. I sketched out a painting. I'm going to paint this. And I'm going to paint 4 more things. I have to find the time to do that. And I have to brace myself right now with the fact that they're not going to be good, because I haven't painted for years, like for a really long time. I mostly painted in high school, and even then, I would say I don't know a lot of painting techniques. I know very I wouldn't even say I know the basics, because I don't know how to do underpainting. That wasn't something I was taught, but also I was taught acrylic painting, and I'm not really sure. Like, I'm sure, well, I'm not sure. That's the thing, I'm not sure. I don't know if acrylic painters do underpainting. I feel like that's what I see on TikTok, but I don't know. So that was not something I was taught, like underpainting, or I'm trying to think of what skills I actually learned in high school art class. Probably something, I don't know. But when I was in college, I took like a mandatory drawing class, like figure drawing, and I've had the opportunity to use paint as a medium, but that's just not my thing. I really think I'm more a 3D or 2.5D type of person, but drawing is what I did when I was a kid. And I mentioned this also in one of the videos in the Artist's Way series. I cannot remember. But when I was in college, I was going to low-key stop drawing, but I took a drawing class. I think it was called Envisioning Stories with one particular professor who made drawing feel like so fun and exciting for me that to this day, I'm like, you're the reason I didn't give up on on drawing. And I've told him that, and I don't know if he like really deeped how meaningful it was to me, but I know it's also hard for people to accept intense compliments like that, or someone being like, hey, you changed my life a little bit. And that's okay. So I don't know, maybe I just need to find something I want to draw and like have fun with it. I always sort of have the feeling like drawing takes a lot of time, and I'm really slow in pretty much everything I do. I'm really slow paced, and I think that just doesn't fit in well with like the type of society that I live in. And it's something that I don't want to say I've been made to feel bad about it, because it's not like it was intentional, or I mean, I guess it was. In some respects it's been intentional, because people have like an expectation of me, like, hey, you need to deliver this by this time. Like deadlines and stuff. And that's like, okay, sure. But then there's also the side of just like seeing the output that other people have and comparing it with mine, which comparison is bad. What do they say? Comparison is the thief of joy. Like, yeah, exactly. Literally what's happening. So there's that. And then also having so many things that I'm interested in like doing or trying, or like, oh, you can't see the hand gestures I'm doing, but having so many things that I want to do or try or make, and then always feeling like I have a limited amount of time, and I can't be I don't even want to be the best, but I can't be my best. I can't like live up to my own potential in all of them. I always have to choose one or another, or I don't know. And then the thing is, in the end, will it even really be that good if I do pick one? That's the curse of having a lot of interests instead of one. And at a certain point, it's just something I have to accept about myself, that I don't want to be focused on just one thing, and I think that that's fine. And really, I think everything, I think all of it is just fine. I think like being kind of low energy, not being someone who is hyper productive and overachieving and extremely devoted to just one thing is fine. Like, I'm fine, but it's not what is valued in the in the everywhere, the outside. So I always feel like I'm trying to find time for things and not being able to. And then when I do have time, like now, when I do have a break or a day off, it's like I haven't even decompressed fully from the freaking work that I had to do. Also resting and relaxing, I want to do that. But my cursed object also is doing me in. What am I trying to say? When I'm trying to relax, I'm actually getting my essence sucked out of me, like in Dark Crystal. One of my favorite GIFs to use is the podling in Dark Crystal being freaking sucked. And then I feel bad, especially and particularly about that, because it's like I could have been doing something. I could have been like doing a hobby, and then it's like maybe would have been more restful than doing nothing. And then it's also like, do I just need some rest and relaxation right now? Or is it the depressies? Am I feeling like stuck? Am I under the muck? I'm, I'm imagining the swamps of sadness. How many references can I get in this video? I should read the never-ending story again. And then when it's the depression, it's like, is it okay to just like sit in the depression a little bit? Or should I be forcing myself to do something and feeling kind of bad about it? Like sometimes if I'm feeling really low and I try to do something, like say for example, editing. If I'm not feeling good and I'm trying to edit, I'll be more highly critical and cut more stuff out, and maybe even like delete what I'm working on. But when I'm editing specifically, I'm like, listen, it's a lot more work to have to start this over. If I'm not feeling up to it, I have to just close Premiere Pro because I'm like, I'm gonna delete this video and it probably doesn't deserve that. Was that what I was feeling yesterday when I was looking at the videos that I was going to edit? Maybe. What I would really like is to have a very long break from everything. I think a lot how I wish I could like stop time or like enter a pocket dimension and just chill. Just like do whatever I want or do nothing. And time wouldn't keep passing. And I wouldn't have to deal with like bills or life in general. Outside forces and consequences of not being productive. But can't do that. So I feel like I've said a lot and also nothing. I'll see you later. Bye. That's not my outro. That's going to be it for me. Comment in the comments if you have something to say. Like the video if you like the video. And subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Goodbye.